So This Is Love by For Curious Dad on AO3. Episode 17. Chapter 7. Are We Friends? Why do I have to use a semicolon in a bracket here? Todoroki asked. He was on the staircase during lunchtime, texting Sero, when Toya crept out from behind, making him insert the emoji in text. It will be more fun. Make him look forward more to whatever your secret is. Toya yawned. Anyways, what is it? It's a secret to you too. Aw, too bad. Aren't we friends? We are, senpai. Koya relationship. Toya, senpai. And can be friends too. Human relationships are wonderful. Many layers or none. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's trash. Toya clicked his tongue and laid down on the floor for his nap. Oh, yeah. Shoto, I will be busy. Won't come here more often. Help yourself with lunch. Why? Where are you going? Todoroki asked. He suddenly felt empty because he might not be able to meet his close senpai for a while. It's my secret, brat. Don't miss me so much. We will see each other soon. Toya turned his back to Todoroki. You will know sooner or later. Chapter 8. Yue's Test. Finally, today was here. Todoroki was standing in front of Yue's gate. It was as big as he remembered, but less extravagant now that there wasn't any festival. Todoroki Shoto? A squeaky voice called from behind. He lowered his eyes from the gate to meet a slender and tall man in black clothes. His hair covered most of his eyes, and he had a scarf wrapped around his neck. There was something moving under it. Yes, it's me. Todoroki was unsure if it was really this man who had just called him. Welcome to UA! Hopped out from the scarf was a mouse in a suit. My name is Nezu. I'm the UA's principal. We have been waiting for your arrival. Yes, thank you. Todoroki kept his voice and his expression calm to hide his surprised reaction. Now follow us. We have something prepared for you. Oh, and this is Aizawa Shota-sensei. He will be accompanying us today. Aizawa nodded at Todoroki, and they got inside. Todoroki was well prepared, physically and mentally. He believed that there was no test that he could not pass. They reached the big gym, and inside there was another student waiting for them. He had purple hair and an exhausted appearance, as if he hadn't slept for days. Todoroki, this is Shinso Itoshi. He has a similar situation as you. Shinso, he is Todoroki Shoto. Aizawa introduced them to each other. So, I have been thinking, since both of you want to enroll in the hero course of UA, that much, why don't you fight each other for the shot? Principal Nezu said. It seemed like he really enjoyed the surprised reaction of the boys. Are you serious? The purple-haired boy raised his eyebrow. Right now. Todoroki looked down at his uniform. It was okay to fight in these clothes, but it was hard to move around. Ready in 5 minutes, boys. Aizawa grinned and stepped back along with Principal Nezu on his shoulder. Todoroki threw his bag away and got into a fighting position. On the contrary, Shinso seemed to be more relaxed. He casually untangled the scarf around his neck, which was made up of a long cloth. Ready? Start! After Principal Nezu's command, Todoroki quickly released his ice attack to freeze Shoto right on the spot. However, Shoto was fast on his feet. He jumped to the side in time to avoid Todoroki's ice. Using this chance, Shinso moved closer to Todoroki, while trying his best not to touch the ground and avoid another wave of attack. You're really not good at this, huh? Not your first time? Thanks, I don't. Gotcha. Just like that, Shinso caught Todoroki with his quirk. He slides down for one of Todoroki's ice spikes. Observe the boy, who was now being brainwashed and unable to move. Kind of disappointed, to be honest. When I heard the name Todoroki, I thought they were talking about the Todoroki of number 2 Hero Endeavor. Turns out you're just mediocre. Shigaraki sighed. What did I expect? A strong and fierce quirk as Endeavor coming at me? Yeah, I was wrong. At that moment, Shinso paid attention to Todoroki's left hand. There was blood dripping out of his thighed grip wrist. What the? And a fist swung at him. He dug and rolled back, struggling to stand, and he saw Todoroki with a pained expression on his face and stiff movements, was slowly slipping out of his control. Thanks for reminding me about the old man. I hate him. Hurt yourself to snap out of my quirk, huh? Now that's more like it. Shinso grinned, quickly preparing himself again, and engaging in the battle. Learning from his failure, Todoroki kept silent during the fight, ignoring all of Shinso's questions. They were in a tug-of-war, where Todoroki tried to knock Shinso out with his ice quirk, and Shinso was quick enough to barely avoid all. So tell me, Mr. Todoroki from a prestigious hero family, what makes you abandon your first chance and now come back begging for a second one? Am I wrong? A person with a powerful quirk like you can easily get into UA. I heard you declined it, and now change your mind. But really, you just want to show off, isn't it? I must have hit the nail. People as blessed as you will never understand my world. All I want is to become a pro hero, yet they told me to be a villain. And you somehow threw your golden opportunity out the window, then come back here thinking you can have the slot easy. And very arrogant. Shinso shouted and landed his final attack, successfully capturing Todoroki. Todoroki felt ashamed. What Shinso said was correct to some extent. He admitted he did have a moment of arrogance when he saw how powerful his quirk was, even only half of it. To be precise, he was arrogant when he thought he would be fine, as long as he ignored his left side, which meant he wouldn't become his father. But after what Midoriya, Sero, and his mom had told him, and especially after the attack and a new training session with Enji, he realized that he was trapped in the past in hatred for too long. And he was now wide awake from his arrogance, trying to become more humble and honest to himself, but he still hesitated to use his full quirk. However, he couldn't bear to hear Shinso call him blessed. Not until he met Sero did he feel he was blessed. He had an abusive father, an absent mother, and an isolated childhood with his siblings, a powerful quirk with being obsessed because of it all, and forgotten dreams. Leaving all that behind, in this fight, he recalled the relief he felt when he was told to be himself. Todoroki became more confident and comfortable to use his fire voluntarily. From the tips of his fingers, he shot out 4 strings of flame, successfully surprising his opponent to loosening the grip. Todoroki used this chance to break free and create the distance between them. Alright, okay. I did not know that they were gonna fight. Also, I think Toya is actually Toya. I'm gonna change Toya's voice because I was having it. Okay, well that makes a lot more sense now and why he would call him Shouto. I still don't like Toya. It now also makes sense on why he doesn't have friends. He probably doesn't even go to that damn school. I mean, I was right. He does seem like an asshole, and Toya IRL is a very big asshole. Not IRL. I meant to say, like, you know, in the fan, not in the fanfic, in the My Hero Academia main, Toya is very much an asshole. Like, don't get me wrong, fandom Toya can change, and people portray him differently depending on, like, the fanfiction and stuff like that. Some people can portray him as, like, an asshole who's learning, someone who's just really traumatized, and overall, his assholeness comes from trauma, but that does not excuse his assholeness. If you get what I mean, right? Especially considering things that happen in the manga, like how the only reason that Toga is even there in the fight and the only reason that, you know, spoilers for season 7 and spoilers for the manga, but the only reason that she was in the fight and stuff like that, and the only reason that she is, well, now, you know, deceased and was even in the fight to begin with, because she wasn't gonna be there. She wasn't gonna do that. She wasn't gonna go. But who brought her to go there? Dobby did. Dobby did it for his own selfish desires, for his own selfish wishes, and stuff like that, right? Or at least that's how some people portray it and stuff like that, and that's probably how I portray it as well. But, like, his selfishness is what brought her there, and it's what ended up killing her, right? Well, it was her selflessness that ended up killing her as well. Her act of heroicness that ended up, not killing her. And honestly, I wish she wouldn't have died. I think her death was definitely something that I would definitely change if I were to rewrite My Hero Academia. I would have her actually get the help that she needs. Like, I think in the streamerverse, yeah, I have her in an asylum. Not an asylum, yeah, an asylum, basically. But I have her in a mental health hospital with Obara, right? Both of them there, right? There's some heroes, there's some villains that I definitely would change a lot of things. I would change a lot of, situations. I don't know if I would have killed Dabi or not, kept him alive. Same with Shigaraki. I don't know what the fuck I would do with Twice, or with maybe I would have killed him, or with what's his face, Spinner. I don't know what the fuck I would have done with Spinner, but I would have done something completely different as well. All for One, I would have done something different. There would have been a whole lot of other things, and if it was up to me, this would not be the end. You would then get a spin-off of when they're all adults, and obviously I don't know if I would have kept Izuku losing his quirk forever. I would definitely still keep Izuku being a teacher. I like that. He's still becoming a teacher. Like, no matter what, he's becoming a teacher. Like, you cannot tell me otherwise. He is a teacher, point blank. But definitely things that I would have to change and stuff like that I would do. As I said, I don't know if I would have Izuku become a quirkless again and become a quirkless hero. If he would lose all his quirks. I think I would switch it over so that everything doesn't happen so bunched up together. I think in a 2-year period, or within the 3-year period. But especially, yeah, the 3-year period and stuff like that. Definitely spread it out a bit more. Do stuff like that a little more. Have it so that, people are way more intertwined, more intertwined. The series would be a whole lot longer. You guys would get a lot of content. I've mentioned this before in another series of mine. Specifically Villainous, that I would definitely, if it was up to me, there would be even miniseries, like a whole, like, let's say I was Horikoshi and I was writing the manga, right? You know how there's side manga, like, Vigilantes, team, what was the other one? Team Up? Team, something like that. Little mini ones like that, but instead of, like, not adding much lore to it or stuff like that, or, like, the mini novels that are out there, I haven't read those or seen those at all, but, it would be the main storyline, and the main storyline follows, obviously, Katsuki and Izuku, but mainly Izuku. Izuku's the main, so, like, you would not see a lot of the side things in the main. So there would be no side things. In the main My Hero Academia, there would be no side things. It would be mainly focusing on Izuku and Bakugo. It would be jam-filled with that. And if I'm being honest, that's probably the ship that would become canon. As much as I love Shindeku. If I were to rewrite My Hero Academia, I think the canon ship that I would make would be Bakugo and Izuku. The groundworks for that ship is already laid. It's already good, and I'm really interested. Are they going to become, like, together within their years of high school? No. I would have them get together later down the road, right? Maybe have, like, little side lovers. Like, in that point, I would have, Shindeku be a thing for a bit, and then, like, they break up for whatever reason. Maybe they feel like, it's not working out. One of them fell out of love, or, their time schedules conflicted, or whatever scenario, right? Whether they break up, right? But, like, definitely, whatever, as I was saying. And then there would be side stories. Like, there would be a Toga side story where we would see, that would be mainly focused on Ochako, Toga, and then the League of Villains, right? Ochako, Toga, the League of Villains, and then Sue and her family. So Ochako, Sue, her families, their families, and them trying to become heroes and stuff like that. And obviously Toga, that would be mainly centered with Ochako and Toga, with Sue's storyline being in there and intertwined with their. There would definitely be a whole area for Aoyama, Sparkly. Sparkly would get his own series that would definitely come up once it's revealed that he is the traitor. Once it's revealed that he's the traitor, the first volume of his series would come out, and basically his series is going to be one of the shorter ones, the shortest, if I'm being honest, right? And then there would obviously be a Shinso series where it would be paired with some other ones. I would definitely add some of my OCs because I'm like that, right? So there would definitely be probably one area where it would be just specifically Lily and Rina, right? It would follow their storyline, and if I'm being honest, their thing would definitely be very heavily centered on the fact that Rina can't become a hero as much as she wants to, as much as she's in the hero course, as much as she has, she can't become a hero. As much as she has her provisional license, she cannot get her official license. They're not allowing her to get her official license. As for Lily, we would follow Lily with May. Lily and May's storylines would intertwine, considering the fact that I feel like they would definitely open up a company together where Lily makes all the costumes and stuff like that, and May does all the gadgets, and then Lily helps out with the gadgets in the sense of, let's make this pretty and fit the theme with this. So you made the prototype, great, amazing, wonderful, let me cover it up to make it look pretty and aesthetically pleasing for the person, right? Maybe even help with ideas. They could bounce each other off ideas and stuff like that. We would definitely have Yui's storyline in there as well, considering what her ending is. But yeah, definitely stuff like that. There would definitely probably be an area where it would just be Shigaraki and that would fit under Toga's ones. Never mind. But yeah, the Toga one with Ochako with Sue, and then the League of Villains. That one would be a bit lengthier as well. There would definitely be some side ones with Shinso matched in with probably who would be in that? Who would be in the Shinso one? I don't know. There would definitely, without a matter of fact, be an Eraser Mic one, where that would be the taking place of the Vigilantes a little bit, because some of the stuff from the Vigilantes, I would put it in there. It would be the Eraser Mic one, where we're taken back all the way to their beginning school years. We meet Oboro, we have that fun moment with Oboro and all that stuff, and then Oboro dies, right? And around the time that Oboro dies, I would make the release dates for these fan fictions, right? This is something that I would love to do one day. For these fan fictions, be super close together to where in the main one, he dies, right? At least in the same point line, where like President Mike and Aizawa aren't in UA. Like, it's explained, oh, President Mike and Aizawa aren't in UA, and then you go into the spin-off with President Mike and Aizawa's, and you see that, oh, they're not in UA that day as well. This is probably what happened that day. And you'll see that. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.